4 benefits of using Tadalafil. Tadalafil has revolutionized men's health. Before, impotence was a nightmare. Once impotent, always impotent. But now with Tadalafil, your energy comes back in full force, even in very elderly men. But this medication is so incredible that it goes far beyond that. It can help with the prostate, blood pressure, and even muscles. Hello family, welcome to another video here on our channel. In this video, I want to talk about Tadalafil, how it can give an extra boost to your potency. The dosages, the side effects, who can and who can't use it. But we will also talk about other benefits that Tadalafil can bring to men's health. A like on this video is more than deserved. Share this video in your groups as well. Do you think the soccer guys are using Tadalafil correctly? And tell me in the comments, have you ever used Tadalafil? What was the result? Or are you one of those people who goes to the pharmacy, buys it and says it's for your uncle? Tell me in the comments below. My friends, don't forget to visit my website. On my website, you'll find all the supplements I use that I recommend and that you guys are always asking me about, right? Moacir, which omega-3 is best? What's the proper vitamin D dose? How do you take it? It's all there on my website, in my list of supplements. My courses are there too. My other social networks are at www.drmoacir.com.br, drmoacir.com.br, all together. Did you find it difficult? Go to Google, type Moacir Rosa, and you'll find my website. Let's organize this video as follows. First, I want to talk about Tadalafil for impotence, which I think is what most people came here for in this video. We'll talk about the side effects, the dosages, whether it's dangerous for your health, and the precautions you need to take. And then we'll talk about the benefits for the prostate, for blood pressure, and whether it really helps with muscle growth. Which I also think a lot of people came to this content to get that information. Let's go, Tadalafil. It causes vasodilation, an increase in the caliber of blood vessels throughout the entire body. With that, you increase blood flow to the tissues. That's why your body gets bigger, more blood flow. It works by inhibiting phosphodiesterase type 5, which is an enzyme that breaks down CGMP, cyclic guanosine monophosphate. That abbreviation sums up that long name, which is this CGMP that maintains vasodilation, keeps these vessels dilated, and promotes this blood flow. In other words, CGMP acts for a longer time because it isn't broken down by this enzyme. And this effect can last up to 36 hours. Look at that, it's much longer than the little blue pill, the famous Viagra, which lasts about 4 to 6 hours. In short, this party can last up to 3 days. And what about the doses, Moacir? Well, Tadalafil is basically sold in 3 doses, 20, 10, and 5 milligrams. The highest dose, the 20 milligram dose. Usually, it was the first one released, right? It was the original version. It's used right before the act. So about an hour and a half before, the person would take it, but they started to notice that these effects lasted 36 hours, so they began to lower the doses. Today, there is also a very common dosage, which is 5 milligrams per day. So the person takes it. Rather than taking it just before the act, takes 5 milligrams every day exactly to keep that blood flow going all the time. Very well. The side effects, Moacir, I've taken it, I've felt headaches, I've felt some redness in my face. These side effects are common, okay? They're the most common ones. This headache, this pain in the head is exactly because this vasodilation, as I mentioned, happens throughout the whole body. So it's the vasodilation of the blood vessels, right? Those lining our skull cause this headache. So it's common, not that it happens to everyone, but it's common to have this headache. And the burning sensation, the redness on the face and also on the ears, right? The ears get red. Actually, both the headache symptom and the redness happen much more with sildenafil, okay? Which is Viagra, the little blue pill. It's more potent, it has more side effects. Tadalafil has much fewer. But it also happens. Nasal congestion can also occur, okay? It's common. The person gets a stuffy nose, right? Doesn't know why. Suddenly the nose gets blocked. It's exactly because of this vasodilation. Then comes the old question. Moacir, I've heard that people with heart problems, people with heart conditions, can't use these medications. It's not the little blue pill or Tadalafil. It's not exactly like that, okay? If your heart problem, for example, is high blood pressure, as we'll talk about in a moment, Tadalafil, because it's a vasodilator, can even help lower blood pressure, okay? It doesn't speed up your heart, it doesn't raise your blood pressure, it doesn't interfere with any of that process. What actually happens is patients who use nitrates, right? Isosorbide, isodil, monocordil, right? These medications for angina are coronary vasodilators. The use of these medications is not recommended. Why? Because isosorbide, monocordial, and isordil are already vasodilators. So if you use another vasodilator like Tadalafil, you can enhance this effect. Then, the person may experience low blood pressure, hypertension, and in severe cases, it can be fatal. So, the only contraindication is this: those who take isosorbide, those who take nitrates. So, if you don't take it, if you only have hypertension or if you have arrhythmia, it doesn't interfere with your condition at all, you can use these meds, okay? But of course, it's always a good idea to use any medication under medical prescription, even if these medications don't require a prescription to be kept. It's a good idea to talk to your doctor to see if you have any of these problems that could prevent you from taking this medication. But in general, it's safe and well tolerated. But what are the other benefits of using Tadalafil? First, those who have benign prostatic hyperplasia. The prostate in us men, it tends to increase in size as we get older for several reasons, due to increased inflammation, due to increased dihydrotestosterone. So, because of this, men start having difficulty with urinary flow. So they go to the bathroom all the time at night, can't urinate properly, don't have that strong stream to pee, or it just drips. This could be prostatic hypertrophy. The use of Tadalafil helps relax the smooth muscles of both the prostate and the bladder. So it's very interesting. Doctors are already prescribing, along with other medications, to reduce this prostatic hypertrophy. They're also prescribing 5 milligrams of Tadalafil exactly to make this flow easier. So it's a very interesting medication for those who have benign prostatic hypertrophy. It's also widely used for pulmonary hypertension, which is a rare type of hypertension. And of course, you should only use medication with a doctor's prescription, right guys? And many doctors also use it, but it's a very specific case of pulmonary hypertension. It has to be a very precise diagnosis. And then Tadalafil also helps. In mild hypertension, if you have mild hypertension, your blood pressure goes up, it rises, but just a little, like 13/9, right? It stays at a mild hypertension level. There are also studies showing that Tadalafil reduces this blood pressure. Of course, it's a vasodilator, right? With that, you have a reduction in blood pressure. However, it's still not widely used for this purpose. After all, it's an off-label use, okay? It wasn't developed for this purpose. But it's already been observed that Tadalafil lowers blood pressure when it's mild hypertension. I think everyone wants to know, right? Moacir, muscles increases muscle mass, helps you gain muscles. Look, in theory, if you think about it, a substance that promotes vasodilation increases blood flow to the muscles, for example. And this is important during exercise because you gain strength, you gain energy to do the exercise, and it's also important for recovery, for muscle recovery. However, we still don't have studies that prove this, okay? There are no studies. I've done several searches from time to time. I'm always checking to see if any work has come out about this. And the answer is no. There is no work that shows that the use And then people use 5 milligrams, right? People at the gyms saying that using Tadalafil increases muscle gain. I recommend that for those who want this strategy, who prefer this strategy of increasing the caliber of the blood vessels, the use of arginine. Arginine is already a more studied substance, a more well-known substance, and it also promotes this vasodilation. But be very careful if you have herpes, okay? For those who have herpes, arginine acts as a kind of trigger for the virus. That's classic. High doses of arginine trigger it for anyone, right? The effects of herpes. In this case, it's a good idea to use arginine together with lysine. Lysine works as a sort of quote-unquote anti-herpes, okay? For those who want to gain muscle mass, I recommend using arginine combined with those inducers, right, of testosterone production. We have several, right? We have long-jack fenugreek, which I like a lot, okay? Preferably use fenugreek with 300 mg of furostanol, as it helps release testosterone from sex hormone-binding globulin, where it can get trapped. Zinc is very interesting. Keep good levels of vitamin D and, of course, strength training. No medication, no supplement will make you gain muscle mass if you stay inactive or if you don't do the right amount of exercise at the right intensity. My friends, and my website, huh? Moacir.com all together. On my website, you can find all the supplements I use and recommend. The vitamin D I use is there, along with K2. Magnesium, there are 3 types of magnesium that I use. The creatine I use is there too, which is together with HMP. There are a lot of interesting supplements there that can help you with muscle gain and also improve your health. My courses are also there on my website, as well as my other social media. Be sure to visit my website. If you haven't subscribed yet, my friends, it's free. Just click on subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell and make sure to select all. And have you ever tried Tadalafil? Let me give you a tip, okay? You who go to the pharmacy to buy Tadalafil and say it's for your uncle, the pharmacy owner, the pharmacy employee, they know it's not, okay? There's no point. Don't come up with that story. It's better not to say anything. Buy it quietly. Leave. Use your Tadalafil. You don't need to make a fuss about it to anyone. That excuse doesn't work for anyone, my friend, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, my friends. I hope it was useful for you. And comment below, have you ever used it? What did you feel? Did your ear burn? Did your face burn? Did you get a headache? Let me know in the comments. A big hug to you all and see you in our next conversation. See you then, everyone.